All right, let's do this. Today we're really going to get into Van Tharp's Super Trader.
Mm-hmm.
For listeners out there, I mean, you guys want to improve your trading, right? I mean, that's why you listen to the show.
Yeah.
And this book is, it can be a little dense, but it's just packed with awesome stuff about trading.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to dig through it and find the good stuff in here and see if we can apply it.
Yeah, the nuggets.
Yeah, the golden nuggets, that's right.
I think what's really striking about this book is how much it focuses on, the mental game of trading. Like it really goes beyond just, the technical analysis and the charts and stuff. It gets into the psychology of what it takes to be a successful trader consistently.
Yeah.
And so much of that is about you.
And he starts off, in the preface, I mean, right off the bat, he throws us this story of Joe Smith.
Right.
You remember Joe Smith, the retired guy who thought he could just jump into the market and pick stocks and make money?
Yep.
Didn't really work out too well for him, did it?
Nope. Not at all.
Yeah.
Joe's, he's kind of a cautionary tale. He's sort of the poster child for the average investor who doesn't really grasp how much preparation and self-work you need to do before you even think about, putting money into the market.
Right.
And that's really Tharp's point from the outset is that, trading is a skill. It's a business.
Mm-hmm.
And it requires you to invest a significant amount in your own personal development.
Okay, when he says self-work, though, I mean, that sounds kind of intense. Like, what exactly does that mean for trading? Is this like therapy for traders or something?
Well, maybe not therapy exactly, but it's definitely about self-awareness.
Okay.
It's about understanding how your own beliefs and strengths and weaknesses can influence your trading decisions.
Right.
And, Tharp has this thing called the belief examination paradigm. And it's really about challenging, the limiting beliefs that a lot of traders have that could be holding you back. Things like, I'm just unlucky, or, the market's rigged against me, those kinds of beliefs.
Right.
And, a lot of times these things are subconscious and they can really sabotage you. Even if you have a good system or, you think you know what you're doing.
So it's about recognizing those things and getting rid of them.
Right.
Like purging them from your mind.
Exactly. But then the question is okay, how does that translate into, real trading decisions?
Right.
And, Tharp uses this example of, imagine you see a perfect trade setup.
Okay.
But then you're paralyzed by fear. You hesitate, you start second-guessing yourself, and you miss the opportunity. And he calls these stuck states.
Ah, yeah.
And a big part of the self-work is recognizing these stuck states when they happen and, developing strategies to overcome them, whether that's through journaling or practicing mindfulness or even working with a trading coach or something.
Okay, so conquering those demons is the first step.
Right.
But what about the practical side? How do you actually, where does the trading plan come in?
Well, that's where Tharp's emphasis on a really robust trading business plan comes in. He really emphasizes the need for that.
Okay.
And, it's essentially the blueprint for your trading success. So you're defining your mission, your objectives. You need to have a clear roadmap.
I mean, it's just like any other business. Right, like you wouldn't open a restaurant without a solid business plan.
Exactly. But it goes beyond just, picking stocks or,
Yeah.
It's about really understanding the big picture of the market.
Mm-hmm.
He wants you to understand how things like, the U.S. debt situation or even like secular bear markets can impact your trading.
Oh, wow. So he's asking traders to be like market historians and economists all at the same time?
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And, he talks about things like having a mission statement,
Okay.
having a worst-case contingency plan. He even suggests mentally rehearsing for different market scenarios and for personal emergencies.
Yeah.
It's like practicing for a big game so you don't freeze up when things get intense.
So hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, basically.
Yeah, you got to have that mental conditioning.
That's intense.
And don't forget about, the practical systems as well. So your accounting and your data management.
Right.
Client reporting, if you're managing money, all of that stuff needs to be running like a well-oiled machine.
Okay, so we've got the mental game down. We've got a rock-solid business plan in place.
Right.
What's next? Like, what's the next piece of the puzzle in Tharp's framework here?
This is where it gets really, really interesting.
Okay.
This is where Tharp says position sizing is probably the single most critical element of trading success. Even more important, he argues, than your specific trading system.
Wait, hold on. Position sizing. You mean like how much money you put into a trade?
Right.
How can that be more important than the system itself?
I know, it seems kind of counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
But that's what most people think. And Tharp completely flips the script on that. So he introduces these concepts, R multiples
Okay.
and expectancy to evaluate trading systems.
All right. I'm listening. Break it down for me. What are R multiples?
Okay, so think of R as your initial risk in a trade.
Okay.
So like, if you're risking 1% of your account, that would be 1R.
Okay.
Okay. An R multiple expresses your profit or loss as a multiple of that initial risk.
Okay.
So like a 2R win means you double your initial risk.
Got it.
A 1R loss means you lost your initial stake.
Okay.
So it's just like a standardized way to measure wins and losses across different trades.
Makes sense. But like, how does that relate to position sizing?
Okay, so imagine we're playing a game of marbles. All right. Each marble represents a trade
Okay.
with a different R multiple. Some are big wins, some are small losses, some are bigger losses, right?
Okay.
And you draw marbles randomly. And this represents your sequence of trades.
Okay. I can picture that. Where does position sizing come in?
Okay, so everyone gets the same sequence of marbles, the same trades. Right. But the final outcome depends entirely on how much they bet on each draw.
Ah, okay.
Their position sizing strategy.
Gotcha.
So some people bet big and go bust quickly. Some people bet small and barely break even. The key is finding the sweet spot
Right.
to maximize your gains while minimizing your risk.
So it's not just about whether you win or lose.
Right.
It's about how much you win or lose, and that's where the position sizing comes in.
Exactly. And that's where the concept of expectancy comes in,
Okay.
which is the average R multiple you can expect from a system over many trades.
Right.
So a positive expectancy means you're likely to make money in the long run,
Mm-hmm.
but your position sizing determines how much.
It's like having the same ingredients but using different recipes.
Oh, I like that.
Like the ingredients determine whether the dish is edible, but the recipe determines whether it's like a Michelin star meal or a total disaster.
Yeah, perfect analogy. And that's why Tharp says that position sizing is so crucial. And he actually offers, formulas and strategies for calculating your position size based on things like your risk tolerance, your objectives, and the system's expectancy. And he has this really simple but powerful tool called the CPR formula.
CPR.
Yeah. Cash, position sizing, and risk.
CPR, I like it. It's like the first aid kit every trader needs.
It is to survive in the market.
Okay, so he's giving traders a practical way to manage their risk and maximize their gains through position sizing.
Right. And he really hammers home the dangers of not understanding this concept, especially in these volatile markets that we've been seeing. And he even differentiates between, total investment and risk, which is a really key distinction that a lot of traders miss.
All right, so we've got the mental game, we've got the battle plan, we've got the art of position sizing.
Yeah.
What else does Tharp have for us?
All right, let's dig in some more.
Okay.
I've got more good stuff to cover.
So we've laid some solid groundwork here.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling there's more to Tharp's approach, right? Like,
yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Well, this is where his emphasis on simplicity comes in.
Okay.
And he argues that, kind of counterintuitively, that keeping your trading systems and approaches simple can actually be more effective
Really?
than these really complex strategies that a lot of people get caught up in.
Less is more. That's kind of hard to swallow in a world where everyone's obsessed with like fancy algorithms and indicators and all that stuff.
I know, right?
Why does he advocate for simplicity?
Well, he recognizes that, the human mind, especially under pressure,
Right.
has limitations. And if you try to process too much information, it can lead to analysis paralysis
Right.
and bad decisions.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, juggling too many balls in the air.
Yeah.
You're bound to drop something.
So it's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between having enough information but not getting overloaded.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's not just about the systems themselves, but the overall approach to trading.
Okay.
And Tharp is really big on avoiding predictions
Oh, really?
and focusing on what you can control.
Okay. Now that's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I mean, most people think that trading is all about predicting what the market's going to do next.
Right.
Is he saying that's a bad idea?
He's saying that relying too heavily on predictions can be really detrimental
Okay.
because the market is inherently unpredictable. And if you're constantly trying to guess its every move,
Right.
it just leads to frustration and inconsistency.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you're not trying to predict the future,
Yeah.
Where do you direct your focus?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
If you're not trying to predict, then what are you doing?
Tharp says you need to master the fundamentals. So things like managing your risk, letting your profits run,
Right.
and executing your system with discipline.
Yeah.
These are the elements that you can control,
Right.
not the market's whims.
It's about shifting your focus from the uncontrollable to the controllable.
Exactly.
Sounds like a recipe for less stress.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
So, yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
And he also talks about, the impact of mistakes on your trading performance. And he tells this story of a really seasoned futures trader
Okay.
who lost a year's worth of profits in a single day
Oh, wow.
because he didn't have a contingency plan
Yeah.
for a personal emergency.
Ouch, that's a tough lesson.
It is. It is.
So even the pros can mess up
Oh, yeah.
if they don't have their ducks in a row.
Exactly. And it's not just about having a plan.
Right.
It's about internalizing it, making it second nature so that you can react effectively, even under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We
Mhm.
talked about self-work, the business plan,
Yeah.
position sizing, embracing simplicity.
Right.
Is there anything else from the book that you think really stands out?
Well, I think his discussion on different trader types
Okay.
and the concept of finding your trading edge is really insightful
Okay.
because he argues that, what works for one trader might be disastrous for another.
Right.
So it's really crucial to know your own strengths and weaknesses and beliefs to develop a style that really suits you.
So there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
It's about figuring out what works for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So self-discovery is a big part of this.
It is. It is.
Okay.
He encourages a lot of honest self-assessment.
Okay.
So asking yourself questions like, what are my beliefs about the market? What are my beliefs about risk?
Right.
About winning and losing?
Yeah.
Because all these things are going to unconsciously drive your decisions when you're trading.
It's like, aligning your inner beliefs with your outer actions.
Right.
If there's a disconnect there, it's going to show up in your trading.
Absolutely. And that leads into the concept of trading edge,
Okay.
which Tharp defines as a belief about the market. That gives you a consistent advantage.
Okay.
So maybe it's, identifying undervalued stocks or recognizing patterns in price movements or something. But the key is that you genuinely believe in it
Right.
and it consistently produces profitable opportunities for you.
It's not just about having a system.
Right.
It's about having a belief system.
Yes.
A framework that gives you an edge.
Exactly.
But how do you find that edge?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
It's not, some mystical quest or anything.
Okay.
But it does require work.
Mhm.
It involves experimentation, research,
Right.
and a deep understanding of your own trading psychology. So Tharp encourages people to explore different concepts and approaches, test your ideas rigorously,
Okay.
and be adaptable as you gain experience.
So trading's a journey, not a destination.
It is. It's a constant process of learning, refining,
Right.
and evolving.
So it sounds like his approach really is a blend of, the practical and the
Yeah.
psychological, not just what you do, but who you are as a trader.
Exactly. And he doesn't shy away from the emotional challenges either.
Yeah.
He talks about things like embracing failure as part of the learning process, developing a healthy relationship with risk,
Right.
and cultivating that mental resilience.
Yeah.
You need that for the inevitable ups and downs.
That's huge. I mean, so many traders struggle with the emotional roller coaster,
Oh, yeah.
It's refreshing that he actually acknowledges that
Right.
and offers some guidance.
Right.
What kind of guidance does he give?
Well, he provides, some practical exercises and techniques for cultivating self-awareness, for managing stress,
Okay.
and for developing a more empowering mindset.
Okay.
He even talks about, soul vitamins,
Soul vitamins. I love that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
just activities that nourish you outside of trading.
It's a good reminder that trading is just one part of your life.
It is.
It's not everything.
Mm-hmm.
And taking care of yourself can actually improve your trading.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's one of the big takeaways from the book, right?
It is.
It's not just about becoming a better trader.
Right.
It's about becoming a better person.
Yeah. A better version of yourself.
And that's going to spill over into everything you do,
Exactly. Exactly.
trading included.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up here,
Yeah.
what's the one thing, if you had to pick one key principle from the book,
Ooh, that's tough.
what do you hope our listener takes away?
If I had to choose just one,
Yeah.
It would be self-awareness.
Oh,
I think that's really the foundation of Tharp's message. You know, understanding yourself, your beliefs, your biases, your emotional triggers. That's the bedrock of successful trading.
couldn't agree more. And it's not just about recognizing those things.
Right.
It's about actively working on them.
Yeah.
Developing that mental and emotional resilience to trade with discipline and clarity.
It's about taking responsibility
Yeah.
for your decisions,
Right.
wins and losses alike.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really, you know, the journey of becoming a successful trader.
Yeah.
It's a journey of self-discovery
Mm-hmm.
and self-mastery.
That's a powerful thought.
Yeah.
As we close out here, one final question for you to ponder, out there listening.
Okay.
If you could implement just one of the principles from this book today,
Mm-hmm.
which one would have the biggest impact on your trading?
Ooh,
And what would that look like in practice?
that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
And I would encourage everyone to really reflect on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what resonates most strongly with you?
Yeah.
Because I think the principle that really speaks to you, that might be the key
Right.
to unlocking your trading potential.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Van Tharp's Super Trader.
My pleasure.
Hopefully you've learned some stuff that you can apply to your own trading.
Absolutely.
And until next time, keep learning,
No,
keep exploring, and keep pushing yourself
keep growing.
to become the best trader you can be.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.